Thanks to Professor Coe's work, we now know much more about the Maya. Without further delay, I am pleased to present to you Professor Michael Coe.
Beginning about 800 AD, something went drastically wrong with these people. This area was abandoned pretty much for hundreds and hundreds, almost 800 years. By comparing civilizations in the past, you could illuminate the whole story of how human cultures came about to be.
Scientists have recently uncovered evidence of advanced ancient civilizations that might not have been entirely human. Among these are the Mayan and Inca civilizations, whose astonishing achievements in engineering, astronomy, and record-keeping continue to baffle modern researchers.
Many of these great Maya cities have been extremely well mapped.
These societies, with their towering pyramids, vast road networks, and intricate stonework, demonstrate a level of sophistication that has led some to speculate about extraterrestrial influence. As we delve into the remarkable legacies of the Mayans and Incas, the mysteries surrounding their capabilities and origins invite us to reconsider the limits of human ingenuity and the possible role of otherworldly intervention. The ruins of the Mayan civilization were rediscovered by Western explorers in the 19th century. John Lloyd Stephens and Frederick Catherwood played pivotal roles in bringing these sites to the world's attention. Stephens' detailed writings and Catherwood's accurate illustrations introduced the grandeur of Mayan architecture and culture to the Western world, sparking further exploration and study. The Mayan civilization thrived for over 3 millennia, from around 2000 BCE to 1500 CE, primarily across what is now Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. This civilization developed in the region known as Mesoamerica, characterized by diverse landscapes including rainforests, mountains, and coastal plains. The geographical diversity greatly influenced the Mayan culture, agriculture, and architectural styles. The Mayans had one of the most sophisticated writing systems in pre-Columbian America, consisting of hieroglyphs. These hieroglyphs numbered around 800 distinct symbols, some representing syllables while others depicted whole words. This system enabled the Mayans to record their history, rituals, and astronomical observations with remarkable precision. Surviving codices, such as the Dresden Codex, provide invaluable insights into their knowledge and cultural practices. The Mayans were advanced in both mathematics and astronomy. They independently developed the concept of zero, a critical mathematical innovation, and utilized a vigesimal base 20 numbering system. Their calendar system was equally sophisticated. The Tzolk'in, a 260-day ritual calendar, and the Hab, a 365-day solar calendar, were used in tandem to create a 52-year calendar round. Additionally, the long count calendar allowed the Mayans to chronologically record longer periods. They were capable of predicting solar eclipses and had detailed knowledge of celestial movements, particularly that of Venus. Mayan cities were renowned for their monumental architecture. Structures included temples, pyramids, palaces, and observatories, often constructed with precise alignment to astronomical events. One notable structure is the Temple of the Great Jaguar in Tikal, which stands 47 meters tall. These architectural marvels were often decorated with intricate carvings and inscriptions that told the stories of gods, kings, and important events. The Mayans played a ceremonial ball game known as Pocatok, which held significant ritualistic importance. The game was played on large ball courts, with the Great Ball Court at Chichen Itza measuring 168 meters in length and 70 meters in width, making it one of the largest in Mesoamerica. The Mayans employed advanced agricultural techniques to sustain their large populations. They used methods such as terracing, which involved creating stepped fields on slopes to prevent erosion and manage water resources. Slash-and-burn farming was another technique, where vegetation was cut and burned to clear land for crops.
And in the ashes, all the nutriments that were in the trees are now in the soil.
Additionally, they developed raised field farming, which involved creating elevated plots of land to prevent flooding and increase arable land in swampy areas. In 1911, Hiram Bingham, an American historian, brought international attention to the ancient site of Machu Picchu. His expedition and subsequent publications revealed the extent of Inca achievements, sparking widespread interest in Inca history and culture. The Inca civilization flourished between the early 15th century and the Spanish conquest in the 16th century, centered in the Andean region of South America. Their empire, known as Tawantinsuyu, covered vast areas of modern-day Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, Chile, and Argentina, reflecting its vast territorial expanse divided into 4 administrative regions. The Incas were renowned for their extraordinary engineering and architectural skills. They constructed structures that have withstood the test of time and seismic activity, a testament to their advanced building techniques. Machu Picchu, located at an altitude of 2,430 meters, features intricate stonework using a technique called ashlar, where stones are cut to fit together without mortar, providing both aesthetic beauty and structural stability. Another marvel is Sacsayhuaman, a fortress near Cusco with massive stones, some weighing up to 200 tons, fitted together with remarkable precision. This site served as both a military complex and a ceremonial center. The Incas built an extensive and sophisticated road network known as the Capac Ñan, spanning over 40,000 kilometers across their empire. This network facilitated efficient communication, trade, and military movements throughout the mountainous terrain. The roads included bridges, tunnels, and rest stations called tambos. Agriculture was a cornerstone of Inca society, and their innovative techniques allowed them to thrive in the challenging Andean environment. They implemented terrace farming on steep slopes to prevent soil erosion and create arable land. These terraces were built with stone walls and filled with fertile soil. Moray, a site featuring a series of concentric terraces, each with a different microclimate, is believed to have been an agricultural laboratory where the Incas experimented with crop cultivation. The Incas used a unique record-keeping system called quipu, consisting of knotted strings. Quipus were used to convey numerical information and record data such as census records, tribute obligations, and historical events. The system was highly versatile, with the color, length, and knotting patterns of the strings encoding different types of information. Religion was central to Inca life, with a pantheon of gods and elaborate rituals. The sun god Inti was the most important deity, and the Incas considered themselves his descendants. The Coricancha in Cusco was the main temple dedicated to Inti, adorned with gold and precious stones. Both human and animal sacrifices were integral to their religious practices, conducted to appease the gods and ensure agricultural fertility, success in warfare, and the well-being of the empire. When comparing the Mayan and Inca civilizations, their engineering prowess stands out. The Mayans are known for their vertical architecture with iconic towering pyramids. El Castillo at Chichen Itza, standing 30 meters tall, is known for its precise astronomical alignment. On the equinoxes, shadows cast by the setting sun create the illusion of a serpent descending the steps, a tribute to the serpent deity Kukulkan. Another testament to Mayan architectural skill is the Temple of the Great Jaguar at Tikal, a 47-meter-tall structure serving both religious and administrative purposes. In contrast, the Incas excelled in creating extensive horizontal structures and infrastructure, particularly in challenging mountainous terrains. The Capac Ñan road system, spanning over 40,000 kilometers, connected the vast Inca Empire, facilitating communication, trade, and military movements. Their terrace systems, like those at Machu Picchu, not only prevented soil erosion but also created microclimates to cultivate diverse crops. In terms of record-keeping, the Mayans developed one of the most complex writing systems in pre-Columbian America, consisting of approximately 800 glyphs. Mayan scribes documented their knowledge in codices, such as the Dresden Codex, which contains detailed astronomical tables, ritual schedules, and historical records. Inscriptions on stelae and temple walls recorded important historical events, genealogies of rulers, and religious texts, providing rich sources of information for modern researchers. The Incas, on the other hand, employed quipus, knotted strings used for record-keeping, which conveyed information through various combinations of knots and colors. Quipus were essential for administrative purposes, recording population data, tribute obligations, and resource inventories. While primarily understood as a numerical system, some researchers suggest that quipus might also have encoded stories or information beyond numerical data, indicating a complex system of record-keeping. An intriguing theory that has captivated many is the ancient alien hypothesis. This theory proposes that advanced extraterrestrial beings influenced the development of ancient civilizations, including the Mayans and Incas. Proponents of this theory suggest that the extraordinary astronomical knowledge, precise architectural feats, and sudden emergence of complex societies could be attributed to contact with advanced alien civilizations. They point to structures like the pyramids at Chichen Itza and the precise stonework of Sacsayhuaman as beyond the technological capabilities of these civilizations without external help. However, mainstream archaeology attributes these achievements to human ingenuity, cultural evolution, and extensive knowledge accumulated over generations. Despite this, the hypothesis remains a popular topic in pseudoscientific discussions and media, appealing to those fascinated by the mysteries of ancient civilizations.
3 years after the fall of Jerusalem and the Temple, when an Arch of Triumph was erected in Rome, 960 men were holding that cliff of Masada against the whole might of the Roman Empire. I had the honor and privilege to excavate the site completely, and in fact all the discoveries which we made prove that the story of Josephus Flavius was correct.
Perched high above the Dead Sea, the ancient fortress of Masada stands as a magnificent structure to human ingenuity and resilience. This awe-inspiring megastructure, discovered by scientists, reveals a fascinating blend of royal luxury and desperate defiance. But the story doesn't end there. Just a short distance away, the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls has added an even deeper layer of mystery and historical significance to the region. Join us as we unravel the secrets of Masada and explore how these incredible finds are reshaping our understanding of ancient civilizations. Masada is an ancient fortification located on a rugged, isolated rock plateau in the southeastern region of Israel, overlooking the western shore of the Dead Sea. This impressive site, also known as Metzada in Hebrew, symbolizes Jewish heroism due to its historical significance and dramatic landscape. Rising approximately 450 meters above the level of the Dead Sea, Masada is an imposing natural fortress. The plateau itself is about 600 meters long and 300 meters wide at its widest point, with a flat top covering around 9 hectares, roughly equivalent in size to 17 football fields. Constructed during the reign of Herod the Great between 37 and 31 BCE, Masada was chosen for its defensible position and strategic advantage. Herod, known for his monumental building projects, envisioned Masada as a refuge for himself and his followers in case of a revolt. The site gained particular historical prominence during the First Jewish-Roman battle. According to the Jewish historian Flavius Josephus, Masada became the last stronghold of Jewish rebels known as the Sicarii, who held out against a Roman siege. After a lengthy siege, the Romans constructed a massive ramp on the western side of the plateau to breach the walls. Masada has yielded a plethora of archaeological treasures that provide a vivid glimpse into the lives of its ancient inhabitants. The primary excavations conducted by Israeli archaeologist Yigael Yadin in the 1960s uncovered numerous artifacts and structures that tell the story of Herod's grand vision and the final stand of the Jewish rebels. Herod's palace complex at Masada is a testament to his architectural ambition and penchant for luxury. The complex is divided into several distinct sections. The northern palace is the most elaborate part, constructed on 3 rock terraces. The upper terrace housed living quarters and a semicircular portico that offered stunning views of the Dead Sea. The middle terrace featured an elaborate reception hall, while the lower terrace included a bathhouse with a sophisticated hypocaust heating system. The walls were adorned with frescoes depicting floral and geometric designs, and the floors were covered with intricate mosaics, showcasing the opulence of Herod's reign. The Western Palace served as the administrative hub, including living quarters, storerooms, and a large central courtyard. It also contained an audience room with a throne niche, indicating Herod's need for a formal space to conduct affairs of state. The palace's storerooms were well stocked with foodstuffs, wine, and oil, indicating meticulous preparation for a prolonged stay or siege. The palace complex featured several bathhouses, equipped with both cold and hot baths, steam rooms, and dressing rooms. These bathhouses were marvels of engineering, with sophisticated water heating and circulation systems that reflect the Roman influence on Herod's architectural style. The synagogue at Masada is one of the oldest synagogues discovered in Israel, providing a rare glimpse into Jewish religious practices during the Second Temple period. Stone benches lining the walls would have accommodated congregants during prayer and study. A small room adjacent to the main hall, believed to have been used to store religious texts, yielded fragments of biblical scrolls, including parts of Deuteronomy and Ezekiel, underscoring the spiritual life of the Masada inhabitants. The Roman ramp and surrounding siege camps are significant for understanding Roman military strategy and engineering prowess. Built on the western side of the plateau, the ramp is a massive earthwork structure, rising over 200 meters. Constructed by the 10th Roman Legion, the ramp allowed the Romans to move siege towers and battering rams to breach the fortress walls. 8 Roman camps encircled Masada, their outlines still visible today. These camps housed thousands of soldiers and included command centers, barracks, and supply depots. The largest camp, known as Camp F, served as the headquarters for the Roman commander, Lucius Flavius Silva. One fascinating theory posits that the Sicarii rebels might have engaged in psychological warfare against the Romans. Imagine the rebels using reflective surfaces, such as polished shields or metal objects, to create blinding flashes of sunlight aimed at the Roman soldiers. This clever tactic could have disrupted Roman activities and lowered their morale. While speculative, this theory adds a layer of intrigue to the story of Masada's defense. An interesting comparison can be made between Masada and Alcatraz Island in San Francisco Bay, USA. Both are isolated fortifications with dramatic histories of resistance and imprisonment. Alcatraz is famous for its use as a federal prison, known for holding notorious criminals and its almost impossible to escape location. Meanwhile, Masada is renowned for its role as a last stand against a powerful enemy. The structures on Masada were not carved directly from the mountain, but were built using stones quarried from the surrounding area. The natural features of the plateau were cleverly incorporated into the design, enhancing its defensive capabilities. Herod's engineers were particularly skilled, creating elaborate water systems, including cisterns capable of storing large quantities of water. This ensured a sustainable supply in the arid environment, a critical factor for the inhabitants' survival during sieges. Masada is not only a historical site but also a natural one, home to a variety of unique flora and fauna. The plateau and its surroundings are part of the Judean Desert, which hosts several species adapted to the harsh, arid environment. Among the interesting wildlife that can be spotted around Masada are the Nubian ibex, a type of wild goat known for its impressive climbing abilities, and the Tristram's starling, a bird recognizable by its glossy black feathers and orange wing patches. These species add an ecological dimension to the experience of visiting Masada, showcasing the biodiversity of the region alongside its rich history. One of the most significant ancient discoveries near Masada is the collection of texts known as the Dead Sea Scrolls. These ancient manuscripts were found in a series of caves around the site of Qumran, located about 20 kilometers northwest of Masada. The Dead Sea Scrolls were first discovered by Bedouin shepherds in 1947 and later excavated by archaeologists in the 1950s. Dating from the 3rd century BCE to the 1st century CE, these scrolls include some of the oldest known copies of the Hebrew Bible, along with a variety of other texts that shed light on the religious practices and beliefs of the time. The scrolls are composed of several types of writings. Around 40% of the scrolls are copies of texts from the Hebrew Bible, including parts of every book except Esther, providing critical insight into the early forms of the biblical manuscripts. There are also sectarian manuscripts, which include rules, hymns, and commentaries specific to the community believed to have inhabited Qumran, often identified as the Essenes. These documents offer a glimpse into the beliefs, practices, and daily life of this group. Additionally, there are apocryphal and pseudepigraphal texts, which are writings not included in the canonical Hebrew Bible. These include additional stories and interpretations that were part of the broader Jewish tradition at the time. The scrolls were found in 11 caves near Qumran, and the site itself has been extensively excavated. Archaeologists have uncovered ruins of a settlement that likely housed the Essenes, featuring communal dining rooms, ritual baths, and a scriptorium where some of the scrolls may have been copied. This settlement provides valuable context for the scrolls and insight into the community that produced and used them. There is a historical link between Masada and the Dead Sea Scrolls. Some of the scrolls found at Masada itself during Yigael Yadin's excavations included biblical texts similar to those discovered at Qumran. This suggests that the Jewish rebels who occupied Masada during the Roman siege might have brought these sacred texts with them, further highlighting the cultural and religious continuity in the region during that period. The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls is often considered one of the greatest archaeological finds of the 20th century, providing invaluable insights into the history of Judaism and the early development of Christianity. The scrolls are now housed in the Shrine of the Book at the Israel Museum in Jerusalem, where they continue to be a major focus of scholarly research and public interest.